Okay, welcome back. So now let's look at the text editing tab. Okay, this one here, which is text. Okay, you can see it doesn't have anything now. It almost looks as if it's useless, just text and quotes. Okay, but we already have the text on the screen. If you should take a look at this now, immediately touch it, all the functionality are going to come out. Okay, the functionality are going to come out. So you can see that we have edits which you can actually use in changing the text. So let's write something, let's write something like the goodness of God. Okay, the goodness of God. Okay, why this is here, you can see that we have this text, we have this delete. I believe we've used this one before. Okay, and cancel. Once you click on this, it's going to take everything to be all caps. Okay, that's one way. But if you take it back, it's not going to show all caps again. All the sentence case that I did it before, it's going to take everything to small letter. Okay, it doesn't have the function of making what you've typed in to be sentence case. So you see that all caps or no caps at all. So you're going to click OK. Now we have this. Okay, this is not what I want, but in order to get back to that page, instead of coming down here to say edit, you can simply just double tap on your design, on your text rather. So once you double tap, it's going to take you to that exact page again. So that's the fastest way that I use it. So we have this. Then also you can delete. Delete is not difficult to understand. Then we have copy. Once you copy, it's just going to copy and paste. Unlike copy where it stores in the clipboard, no, it doesn't work like that. Okay, once you click, okay, let me select that again. Once you click copy, it automatically copies and pastes it. Okay, so we have bring to front and bring to back. Okay, this is also in the image editing tab where you have bring to back. We're going to look at that later on. It's just telling you about the layer, of which we're going to explain that later. So let's keep that aside. So we have position. Position just help you to nudge your text. Okay, instead of using your finger to move it on the screen, you can use this one to nudge it so that you can move it on a precise point. Okay, then we have this move by how many pixel. So the bigger the pixel, the bigger the movement. Okay, you can see that it's moving fast. But if I should take it all the way down and still be hitting this arrow, you see that it's moving 1 pixel at a touch. Okay, so that's one thing you should know about that. Then we have relative position. Is just going to make it to jump to some certain position just the way you want it. I hardly use this though. Instead I use my hand to move it to where I almost get it close to, then use the move to the position tool to nudge it to the very place. That's what I do. So relative position may be useful at times in case you want to make something consistent. Then we have size, which is not different from what you do here. Okay, but one thing you should notice is when you're resizing with the slider here, it's like the anchor point. It's somewhere here. You can see it scales from this point. Watch this now. Scale from this point. Okay, but if you should resize using this one, it's going to scale from this other end. Okay, that's one thing you should just pay attention to. Then we have the padding. We've talked about the padding in our 22 step, whereby it just increases the size of the text box so that none of the text are being cut off. So we have color. We've talked about color before, where you can choose gradient and all of that. Okay, then in color you can actually select a text. Let's say you want to change this goodness to let me see, I want to change this goodness to, let's take color, and you want to change to black. Okay, and the rest is white. Let's say you want to make it red, so you can actually select individual text and just make them a color of their own. Okay, that's what you should know about color. Then texture is to bring something from your device. By clicking this picture icon, now you can actually fill your text with an image. So let me click on this and you see, so the image of that lady now is now in that text. It doesn't look beautiful, but it's something you should know. Okay, so we have opacity, which is the transparency of the text. So we are going to be using that later. So we have the rotation where you can just rotate. You see that you rotate here. Let me try and get this to align well back, or use this arrow here, this icon, so you can actually hold it and it's still going to rotate your text. Okay, that's what you should know. Then we have the mask. Masking, we'll be using it to mask things later, where you just use it to cut things off. Okay, so we have this. Okay, now if I click OK, but after moving those handles, you can see that even though the text is still there, but somehow that part has been masked out. So you can simply remove your mask by coming back to your masks too. Let me see, where are you? Mask, cancel, and just turn it off, and nothing is going to happen again. Okay, then we have fonts, where you just change the font style. We've changed font before, so you're no longer new to this. Click OK. Then we have style, so you can really make it bold, make it Italian, or make it underline. Okay, if I click off now, you see that the text is underlined. Okay, I know it's not that clear. Okay, let's change this background color to black. Okay, so that we can see that very well. Okay, so you have this now. So let's go back to our text tab, and we've changed color, change texture, change opacity, change font style, then curve. Okay, in case you want to make your text curve. Okay, it also have this function. Okay, well, doesn't look that pretty nice, but it can be well manipulated and useful, beautiful designs. So we have, what else do we have here? Background, whereby you can give the text background. Let me go back a little. Okay, we have background. I can choose background of your choice. Can we choose the color of the background? Okay, the color of the background. Sometimes instead of using shape, you can use this, but I prefer using shape. And you can also do the padding. Padding, remember the padding is the size of the shape. Remember what we're doing. And also we can also round this off. Okay, please don't be tempted to use this property, because I never use it, because it doesn't give you much control. Let's say you want to add drop shadow to this box. Now you can't add drop shadow, that will be affecting the text box, but it's going to affect only the text. Okay, that's one reason why I don't use it. Okay, so to continue, we have the alignment tool, whereby you can align things to the center, middle. Let me see, let me create this text: God goodness endures forever and ever. Okay, let me remove this background color, because it's not really helping me here. So you have this text whereby you can align things, start to the left, to the right. We're going to be talking about hierarchy later on, and we're going to see how we can do hierarchy in typography. Okay, then we have the line spacing. Of course, this is kerning. We're going to be looking at some terminologies later on. So we have this kerning, whereby you make the text far apart or closely tight. Either you can make it as character, which is letter, or you make it a word, where the words just separate by themselves. Okay,